Caitlin Clark is going to be the best player in the W by the end of the 2025 season. I'm saying it right here, and I'm saying it right now. She will be the best player in the W by the end of the season.
Caitlin Clark continues to silence her critics. New footage reveals the Indiana Fever star pushing through intense training sessions, proving that her record-breaking rookie season was only the beginning. She's been hitting the gym nearly every day, refining her skills and adding new moves to her game. Head coach Stephanie White emphasized that Clark is more determined than ever, preparing to make an even bigger impact in the WNBA. But it's not just about sharpening her physical skills. In a recent interview with People magazine, Clark shared how mental toughness has been a key factor in her rise, from overcoming childhood challenges to becoming a record-breaking star in the WNBA. Her journey is defined by relentless determination, and now she's focused on elevating her game to an entirely new level. This is Caitlin Clark like you've never seen her before.
Oh my God, dude. Caitlin has truly got in her bag.
Now picture this. Caitlin Clark, fresh off a record-breaking rookie season, steps into the gym under the watchful eye of head coach Stephanie White. The air is thick, with anticipation as her incredible achievements flash through our minds. Leading the WNBA in assists, breaking the three-point record, and setting an astonishing 62 new league records. But something feels different. Is this the same Clark we saw last season? So, what's fueling this evolution? Clark's off-season training has been intense and strategic. She's committed to building strength, sharpening her shooting accuracy, and developing a lethal mid-range game. It's a formula, crafted for total domination.
That you work really hard in the off-season. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. Mm-hmm. What's the thing that you're working on in this off-season?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. You don't get to spend a lot of time in the weight room, so that's what I've tried to focus on the most here. And then obviously, a lot of things on the court. I'm always wanting to get better, and that's kind of what drives me, and I love it. I love getting to do it, and I feel very fortunate that it's my job.
That's the kind of player Clark is becoming, one who can dominate from beyond the arc and in the paint. Strength and conditioning experts emphasize that her added muscle isn't just for show, it's a game changer. This increased power will help her finish through contact with more authority and handle the WNBA's physicality like a seasoned pro. And let's be real, she's already taken plenty of hard hits on the court. Now picture a version of Clark who not only drains deep threes effortlessly, but also attacks the rim, absorbs contact, and finishes strong over defenders. It's a terrifying prospect for the rest of the league. Caitlin Clark isn't just refining her game, she's revolutionizing it. She's been laser-focused on perfecting her shooting mechanics, ensuring that her added strength translates into even better balance and shot stability. A player who already shot 42% from the field last season was dangerous enough, but a Clark with improved accuracy? That's a nightmare for defenders everywhere. And then there's her mid-range game. Clark has always been known for her deep range and fearless drives to the hoop, but now she's adding another weapon to her arsenal. A smooth, consistent mid-range jumper. That puts her on the path to becoming the ultimate triple threat. Lethal from beyond the arc, nearly unstoppable in the paint, and now automatic from mid-range. Head coach Stephanie White sees the potential and isn't shy about saying so. She calls Clark a high IQ player who has adjusted seamlessly to the pro game. But for White, it's not just about skill. She's pushing Clark to evolve as a leader, to elevate not only her own performance, but also that of her teammates. So what will these upgrades mean once Clark steps back on the court? We're about to find out. Her latest training regimen is as relentless as ever, perfecting floaters, powering through contact, and drilling her signature step-back jumper over and over again. Every drill, every rep, offers a glimpse into the mindset of a player who refuses to settle. But this transformation goes beyond the physical. Clark isn't just rebuilding her body, she's reshaping her entire approach to the game. And mentally, that's where things get even more fascinating.
What kind of impact have they had on your work ethic?
Yeah, my dad played sports in college, my mom played in high school, didn't play in college. I had a bunch of cousins that played in college sports, high school sports, whatever it was, so that's who I looked up to. I was one of the younger cousins, a big Italian family, so that's kind of just what you did. You followed each other around, you were each other's best friends. So I think that's where it comes from. Like I always had to find a way to kind of hold my own, whether it was older cousins, whether it was the boys I was playing with, whether I was playing up with the girls, whatever it was, so.
Let's rewind to Clark's early years. Growing up, opportunities in girls' basketball were limited, so she made the natural choice, competing with the boys. For her, it wasn't about making a statement. It was simply the best way to play and improve. But without realizing it, those childhood games were shaping her into a mentally unshakable competitor. Picture young Caitlin weaving through defenders, dribbling past boys who underestimated her skills. Her father coached the league, and at one point, there was even talk of her being named MVP. But not everyone was on board. Some parents weren't too thrilled about the idea of a girl taking home that honor. For most kids, that kind of pressure would have been overwhelming. But for Clark, she turned it into...
I think that's what kind of drove me, and I failed a lot because people were older or people were better, and I couldn't stand that. And I think that's kind of what gave me that competitive passion and that fire.
So how did Clark develop the unbreakable confidence that defines her today? It all started at home. Her parents never set limits on what she could achieve based on gender. They let her compete, fail, and grow on her own terms. That environment nurtured a fearless mindset, one that would carry her all the way to the WNBA.
I've loved playing basketball since I was a young girl, and that's not going to change. The biggest thing is just be myself and have fun. And if I do that, I think the rest is going to take care.
And here's where it gets even more compelling. Clark doesn't just rely on raw talent. Her secret weapon is her mentality. In a recent People magazine interview, she shared a powerful insight. When I have failed, I've been confident in myself. Think about that. Most people let failure shake their confidence. Clark, she lets it fuel her.
Stephanie White is not taking a second away from getting in the lab and helping Caitlin Clark develop her game even more. Experience is the best teacher.
Clark is bringing that same battle-tested mentality to the WNBA. Can she maintain that fire at the highest level? Every sign points to yes. This is the same athlete who has spent her entire life proving people wrong, and she has no intention of stopping now.
It's our job then as coaches to continue to put them in positions to succeed, and our job as a franchise to put the pieces around them that will fill some of the gaps and fill some of the holes. And ultimately our goal is to win championships and to hang banners.
Clark isn't keeping this mindset to herself. She's passing it down to the next generation. Her advice to young athletes: just be confident in yourself. Simple and direct, but coming from Clark, those words carry serious weight.
What's your approach when you're coaching greatness like that?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, just talking basketball, right? Just having general basketball conversations about what she's watching, what she likes, what are some of the things that what are some of her thoughts from, not just what the Indiana Fever have done, but from the game of basketball in general.
While Clark's mentality is a key factor in her rise, another major influence is shaping her off-season growth. Stephanie White, the new head coach of the Indiana Fever. Can a new coach truly transform an entire franchise? White has made her mission clear. She's here to maximize Clark's talents, push the Fever to their full potential, and build a winning culture in Indiana.
Players to use their instincts and to play free. We want to make plays, not run plays, right? We want to have sets that give us certain spacing that we want, depending upon our rotations, who's on the floor, who we want to attack, what matchups we want to get to, how can we manipulate them. So we'll have certain play calls that just give us space to operate, and then whichever play we make, whichever pass we make determines, one of three actions that our players can read from. And so really giving them the freedom to play within a system.
Coaching philosophy aligns perfectly with Clark's natural instincts. She believes in playing fast, giving players the freedom to operate and building a system that allows stars to shine. Sound familiar? It's the exact environment where Clark thrives. But what sets White apart isn't just her X's and O's, it's how she connects with her players. She didn't just walk into the job and impose a system. Instead, she sat down with Clark and asked a simple but powerful question. What do you want to improve? Where do you see your game going? One that values collaboration is the key to unlocking Clark's full potential.
We know Stephanie White is a player's coach because she actually played the game. And not only did she actually play the game, she played for the exact same uniform Caitlin is playing for today with the exact same number. This, my friends, is going to be one hell of a 2025 season.
But some skeptics still wonder, can White balance Clark's growth with the development of the entire team? Her track record suggests the answer is a resounding yes. In 2015, during her first stint as a WNBA head coach, White led the Fever to the finals. Later, with the Connecticut Sun, she transformed them from contenders to legitimate title threats in just 2 seasons. White isn't just here to coach, she's here to win.
Started watching Caitlin Clark when she was in the 8th grade when I was at Vanderbilt.
How about that?
And then I called a lot of her games in college when she was at Iowa. And so I've really watched her continue to learn and grow, and I have great relationships with her college coaches and had multiple conversations with them throughout the course of her career about what the next steps would be, right? And what the next level would be.
White also sees the bigger picture when it comes to Clark. She acknowledges that Clark has adapted to the WNBA quickly, but now it's about more than just stats and highlight plays. It's about leadership. White's goal isn't just to develop a superstar. She's shaping the face of a franchise, a player who will define the Fever for years to come.
Players got great experience in the playoffs this year. They're all hungry to grow and hungry to improve and hungry to be coached and hungry to win. And when you have 3 foundational players and your big 3 that have that mindset, have that mentality, and great things can happen.
So how does Clark's evolution fit alongside Indiana's current core? That's where things get even more exciting. Kelsey Mitchell, a 2-time All-Star with one of the quickest releases in the game, is a dream pairing for Clark's elite playmaking. Aaliyah Boston, the dominant force in the paint and 2023 Rookie of the Year, gives Clark a perfect inside target. And Lexi Hull, a defensive specialist with versatility, adds even more balance to the roster. With this supporting cast, Clark isn't just stepping into a team, she's stepping into a system built for success.
Now, as for that MVP trophy, I don't know who do the damn voting, but I'm telling you right now, Caitlin probably finna win by a landslide. I see Caitlin averaging 25 to 30 points this season.
The pieces are falling into place. Clark's vision and pinpoint passing will create endless scoring opportunities for Mitchell. Her ability to collapse defenses will make life easier for Boston in the post. And with her improved mid-range jumper and added strength, Clark herself will be even tougher to guard, opening up space for everyone around her. But it's not just about Clark. The Fever have retooled their entire roster, bringing in key veterans like Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, and Sydney Colson. These additions bring versatility, defense, and championship experience, the exact ingredients Indiana needs to make a deep playoff run.
I'm not one of those coaches that is going to be set in her ways. Not one of those coaches that that isn't, I'm willing to try new things.
The basketball world is taking notice. Analysts are starting to whisper about the Fever's potential to become a true powerhouse. Fans can already envision MVP chants echoing through Gainbridge Fieldhouse. But this isn't just preseason hype, it's the foundation of something special. The Fever are no longer just a young, rebuilding team, with Whitney Clark leading the charge and White orchestrating the system. Indiana is gearing up to challenge the WNBA's elite.
Tangible, she just put in her bag. Caitlin's going to be unguardable. And if you do try to box her in like you did under Christy Sides, guess what? You're going to open up the whole court. She's going to be an assist distributing machine.
And here's where things get even crazier. Some experts believe Clark is on track to put up numbers the league has never seen before. There are legitimate predictions that she could average down 23 points and 10 assists per game next season. If that happens, Clark won't just be a rising star, she'll be an all-time great in the making. With a new season on the horizon, the WNBA is buzzing with excitement. Will Clark take another leap and redefine what's possible for a second-year player? Will the Fever's young core mesh with their veteran additions to create something unstoppable? One thing is certain. Caitlin Clark isn't just here to play, she's here to take over. And we're all about to witness history unfold one game at a time.
Caitlin is an incredible basketball player. Caitlin is dedicated to the art of playing basketball. And you want to know why she didn't do Unrivaled? You y'all really want to know why? Because of this footage right here. Caitlin knew more had to be done. More had to be done.